All right, we are live.
All right, let me get on.
Yeah, we got Paul Italia hopping on today. We got Merlin that has the super match hopping on, and Ebba and Emil with Chance Shaw.
Well, that's a lineup right there.
That's a lineup. A lot of people on today. Let's see. Paul Italia wanted to send the link out and make it a madhouse in here.
Had 38 people on here arguing.
I'm telling you, there was one epic live on Artem's where Toddzilla was like pointing a gun at the camera and shit. It was insane, dude. It was crazy. I'm pretty sure it got deleted.
I imagine. Hold on.
I'm gonna send the link to Sarah too. See if we can get her on here. Let's see. Everybody got the link. You get it over to anyone else, to whiz to anyone that wants on.
Yeah, I sent him a message. I'm looking to send it out now.
Look at this stud right here.
Yo, so I was at the beach today and I wore my glasses in the water and a wave took my glasses. So these are the only prescription glasses I have.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's unlucky.
You're gonna do the whole show in these sunglasses? This is amazing.
I have no other option, you know.
Okay. Can you see anything?
Sorry?
Dark as hell.
Yeah, I can see better than without them.
Yeah, you're fucked, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a great story. It's the best version of you yet. Do we got Emil? Is Emil here?
Emil, yeah, Emil's here.
You can sit here next
All right. I just heard Brandon Elsesser is going to be showing up
Where?
here Saturday, and he's
Brandon doesn't want the smoke again from Emil.
okay. Well, he's coming. Says full red hot.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
We got Paul Italia is going to hop on here soon.
Maybe you can.
This here?
Get cozy.
So who all do we have here in the camera? Introduce your guests, Chance.
Yeah, so it's Emil Ekstrom, Abel Lindstad, and Anna Gronland.
How was you guys' flight from Sweden?
It was okay.
It was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't really complain.
How bad of a trip is that?
Sorry, how bad of a trip?
Yeah,
It was 13 and a half hours. It wasn't crazy.
other side of the earth.
That's
Didn't
crazy.
feel that long though.
And on the other hand, though,
I had a 24-hour flight yesterday. I came from Kazakhstan directly from the World Championships. So I'm toast. I also have a cold now, so
Oh,
not in the best spot.
traveling gets me sick. Just get going in the airport. Chance is the type of guy. Have you guys traveled with him?
Emil has.
yeah.
He doesn't board the plane until they're announcing his name over the intercom, like the final call. And then he finally comes running in with like 2 subs or whatever he was getting at the store.
Yeah.
I've hung out with him where it's like a game to him, I can tell at this point. So if you ever see him miss a flight, there's no sympathy. He was looking around at looking at the newspapers or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing to have y'all down. How did you do at the World Championship, Anna?
I ended up with 2 bronze. I got a stomach flu the day of the weigh-in, so I competed for 2 days with a stomach flu.
Well, that's not bad considering. That's better than anybody here besides Sarah, I think, has ever done at the Worlds.
Yeah.
So-
Anyone in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody in Florida for sure. Have you prepared them for? I mean, Emil came down here and he was pretty controlled, but
Yeah.
did you
Yeah,
tell them?
they know the Florida style of pulling. I've warned them.
Okay, they just basically you're coming to WrestleMania rather than the Olympics. So
Yeah.
a little bit different.
I told them pretty much no fouls, no refereeing. You just got to pin the person about 1 inch past the pin pad.
Yeah, just touch them to the table if you're not sure, right?
Yeah.
I went to this Gainesville practice, not a pin pad in sight. And then to make that crazier, they have like homemade tables, like just a team starting up. Their elbow pads are like this tall.
Nice.
So when you're pinning the guy, I mean, you're pinning him to like below the table.
Huh.
I thought Paul Italia was going to hop on. He may be jumping on in a few. How are you feeling about your match, Ebba?
I'm feeling good. I'm actually trying not to think too much about it beforehand, just because of the nerves. But I think I feel pretty good. I have a game plan, and I'm gonna try to execute it.
Okay. That's well put. Nobody ever says this when you ask them how do they feel or what do they do, that they have a game plan,
Yeah.
right? I always put Chance in my corner and he's like, round 1, we're going to go to your strongest move. Round 2, you're going to try to hook. Round 3, we're just going to go back to the strongest move. If the hook, he's got like in layers plans for me when I got him in my corner. So that's all you can do.
Yeah.
I tend to perform very poorly when I travel. I've had moments in Florida where I felt like I could beat anybody, but the travel, and then you guys didn't travel alone, but often traveling alone, man, I feel like a shadow of myself and I never follow my game plan. I'll be in some other state somewhere just arm wrestling on the fly, you know, and I had a game plan the whole time I came out here. So the young lady you're going to arm wrestle, I believe, is number 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's
Now in North
number
America?
1 in North America.
Okay. So what does that make Ebba if she wins?
I guess that makes her number 1, doesn't
She's
it?
the greatest American arm wrestler right now.
Yeah.
My overall attitude is you gotta beat the best to be the best.
Sure. Even if it's on fouls.
I guess.
Somebody
Wins
asked
a
me,
win.
the other day, they were like, can you beat Chance? I was like, on fouls, maybe. If he fouls twice, I'll probably get the win.
Yeah.
Emil, you destroy Brandon, and then he goes on to be a rock star.
Yeah,
How do you feel about that?
that's not the first time.
That's not the first time.
that
So
happened.
everybody you beat goes on to glory.
Yeah,
A couple times ago when he was in Florida, he flash pinned Andre as well.
Wow, and Andre's on fire. He just goes on to be a rock star. He just won the
all
East
right.
versus West qualifier, I believe.
Yeah, he might have. I'm not sure.
But
Yeah,
that
he
was
did.
Sure he won it.
6 years ago.
Yeah,
But I was talking about the Latvian Toms.
oh yeah, he also beat Toms, who won Europeans.
Okay.
He did East versus West.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy who beat Justin Bishop.
Tom,
What is your shape right now?
Yeah, right hand.
Right.
I won left hand.
Yeah, and then Toms won Europeans.
Yeah.
He asked what your shape was.
What is your shape right now?
My shape right now,
Mhm.
I'm a little bit lighter. I'm on the way back when it comes to strength. Because I haven't been training real well for before, but now I'm on the way up.
Back on track.
Yeah.
Hopefully Ebba absorbed all your strength,
Yeah.
right?
Anything that I
I'm
lost.
trying.
Let me see his mustache up close when he came back to America. His mustache looking clean like when he left.
Yeah. Look,
Oh yeah, he's gonna destroy it today. The stud is back.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. What do you weigh right now?
I weigh 210, 215 ish.
Okay, so 220s. Well, I think you'll do good at 220s. 220s has
That's a
quite
nice way
mix
to put
of
it.
guys. Yeah. I've won a couple of the 220s this year.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be just fine, Emil. Now there's a couple of guys. You got a couple guys to look for. What is the guy from Ireland? I always
Ryan
forget-
Nelson.
Ryan Nelson. Oh, he's a beast. They got a guy, Mark Geeson, a couple others. I actually think this tournament's going to be pretty big. I have no idea, but are you competing in the tournament yourself, or
We'll see.
you might just be hanging out?
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I haven't decided yet.
What's up, Paul? We got Paul Italia joining us.
What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. What's up, Paul?
I'm good.
Yeah, same old, man. Really excited about this weekend. Kind of bummed out that I can't be hitting the gym right now. Just trying to stop from going to the gym, trying to just heal up and get ready for this weekend.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
Hell yeah, I can't wait. So what's going on? We got some big super matches going on, and what's everybody's predictions and all?
Well, I think that they would predict that they will win. I would hope.
Yeah.
I would
Hey,
hope
this
so.
guy's an animal. He just comes on the show, all right, gives his own introduction, takes over the show, and then asks us here that are all from Florida and that they're all from Sweden, what's your prediction? So you're trying to get me and John and Chance to side with somebody and just piss them off the rest of the day.
Yeah, trying to
I
stir
actually
things up
think
a
the
little.
Ebba and Merlin match is very close. I don't know. I've not seen them arm wrestle at all, but if Ebba brought her A game, that could be a great match.
Hopefully I will.
What are you weighing right now, Anna?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have a clue. I weighed in at 79 kilos last week on Thursday or Friday, and I really don't know what I'm weighing now. I'm gonna step on the scale tomorrow morning. My best guess would be 84 kilos.
So like 185.
Jeez, that beast. Is it rude in arm wrestling culture to ask women their weight?
No,
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 we
I just
ask each
thought of
other,
that. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, what a dickhead.
really open about it.
yeah.
I've never talked about.
Well,
my
let me ask you this though.
weight.
What if the female arm wrestler is 350 pounds?
You can still ask about her weight.
You still ask her weight. That's
Yeah.
still okay. Okay. If they're athletes, you should know the stats. Hey, I don't know. You know, I'm trying not to hurt no feelings. So
No, but it's not about feelings here at all. I think that it's just we're a weight-based sport,
Yeah.
so it's not strange.
But if you're a super heavyweight, that maybe.
Yeah, if
it's
you're a
not
super heavyweight,
necessary.
maybe, but then everybody knows anyway that you're heavy. So
Yeah.
well, I just had a guy tell me he outgrew his 4X jersey to order him a 5X.
Yeah.
So I'm over here wearing a medium, feeling like nothing. Paul, are you making your second FAL appearance this Saturday? Are you joining us?
Yes, I am. I'm hoping that you guys are gonna have some semi-pro classes. I want to pull up, challenge myself. I want to do 198s, 220s, and think if I'm feeling a little spicy with the right hand, I might even go with the 242s.
Just
Yeah,
hop in
shut
the
the
pros
haters up.
220 and pull them, Paul.
A lot of people last time had something to say how easily Paul swept everybody, even though it's his second tournament. I gotta get this dog. Sorry.
Paul, just hop in the 220s pro and pull with Emil.
Yeah, no, you know what it is, Chance, is I moved a little too quick, man, but I got a bunch of super matches coming up with for some big money with some amateurs. And if I go and start smashing some pros, it might be a void, and I don't want to risk those big money cash prizes, if you know what I mean.
Tell me how you. I want to hear the psyche of this. Really, it interests me because the guys you're arm wrestling aren't Devin Larrett, but you aren't either. So that's okay. It's all fair is fair, right? You know, I like to arm wrestle guys at about my level, maybe a little above or something like that. How do you convince these guys that aren't necessarily at the highest level to put up so much money?
Well, actually what it is, brother, is I don't put myself in their competition level. These are guys that were just trolling me when I was a promoter and just kind of were just hazing me, and me being a promoter, I had to be the bigger person and kind of not pay no mind to it and kind of just bite my tongue. So now as an arm wrestler, this is my way of getting back. So in my eyes, bro, I'm about 3 levels above these guys. I'm just going to settle a point and just smash these dudes and just keep it moving. I'm just looking at them as little speed bumps in my journey of arm wrestling. And I'm looking more forward to 2024 when I can start going after these pros and just start showing people what I've been doing the last year and a half. You know, I've been very quiet, but I've been training nonstop and been just focusing on arm wrestling, put bodybuilding on the side, and I'm feeling strong.
Now, let me ask you, does a loss this weekend is that a larger speed bump than you're expecting?
No, not at all, man. A loss would actually be a learning experience. You know, I'm used to losing a lot, man. I came into this sport the first couple of years, you know, I was a bodybuilder. So when I would go to these practices, I mean, everybody was just coming at me. My hand was weak. My hand was opening up all the time. So I've been humbled the first 2 years into this sport, you know, also going through 2 surgeries. So losses don't bother me, my man. You know, it's actually a change for me. I'm actually getting some wins now. I'm actually going to practices, and, you know, I'm beating the majority of people there where, you know, before I'd be lucky to find 1 or 2 guys I could beat at a practice. So I've been feeling good about myself on the table and everything. And I just want to see where I'm at level-wise.
Yeah, I actually think that you'll have an easy road until you pull pro. I think that coming up, like you're at the point, there is a huge gap, in my opinion, between like amateur, novice, amateur, semi-pro level to the open. But I think you're in that weird phase right before where you have all the right in the world, like I said, to pull at least 3 amateur events. There's no problem with that. But I do think that it's like Craig in a way. Craig Sobler was a lot of the same way. He was so strong that once he kind of learned, you're going to just crush and the immediate guys that don't have that type of strength. But that being said, I do respect you trying to pull semi-pro this time. I've seen a lot of people like to hate on the fact that you won the amateur so easily. And then I was kind of like, oh man, you know, a couple of people actually came up to me and said he shouldn't be pulling amateur. I was like, oh, well, fuck, probably not. But then you did tell me that was only what, your 2nd tournament ever?
Yeah, that was my 2nd tournament. And what I find really funny is these guys that are saying that pulled amateurs themselves for a year straight, bro. You know,
Now,
it's just they didn't win
Have you only ever pulled 2 tournaments still?
completely. This is my
Your
3rd
whole career
tournament
is 2 tournaments.
ever, bro, in my whole life. And I pulled 2 super matches the first year in the sport. That is my whole competition career. Got to remember when I first came in, bro, I popped my first right bicep tendon and they hit my nerve. So I was out for a year with that. And then that 1 year anniversary with my right, I did it to my left. So the first 2 years, bro, I was practically always in a brace and not fully able to go and commit all the way with arm wrestling. So, you know, I really didn't compete at all. And I just kind of focused on promoting, you know, those first 2 years.
Well, I think we're going to find out this weekend where your level is. What point do we see Paul Italia jump into the pro class? Where does that happen?
Everything is mapped out already, brother. So, you know, December is my big first super match for money. Promoters putting up $1,000 cash prize. That's December 9th against Ryan Grondin in Phoenix, Arizona. And then that will officially make me a pro. And then January 2024, from then on in, you'll see me competing all the time. I'll be at all the FAL events. I plan on, you know, competing monthly, and I'm going to be going all over the country, all over the world, you know, just pulling everywhere I can.
I got to get some fucking sunglasses. I feel like I don't fit in.
Ah.
Okay, well, let's go. Man, they're in the car.
And then one more other thing, Brent, I want to just say is March 23rd, I'll be going over to Winter Blast, and that's when I got that big super match against that big mouth Nanya, aka Twig Arms. And we actually got a $6,000 super match with a $1,000 custom built belt being made. So that's my big amateur match, you know, and people are telling me that's the most money amateur match in arm wrestling history. So I don't know if that's 100% true, but you know, for all I know, that's what I've heard.
Sounds like you stay very busy. Chance would love if Chance Shaw had 10% of the drive that you had right now, he would be crushing Levon. Emil, when are you getting this guy back to when? Hold on. I'm going to. When's the last time you bench press, Chance?
I actually benched like last week.
Okay, never mind.
Before like the last couple weeks, it had been over a year.
Oh, he was getting ready for you coming down. He knew you were going to put him through the workout.
Yeah, exactly.
Why? He didn't want to be completely soft.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got to say this, Brandon. When I first came into the sport, though, Chance was the guy, man, that I started following. And, you know, he was like the social media king, bro. He was just going around.
Come on, this is the coolest guy in arm wrestling, bro.
That's what I mean, bro. So he was kind of the guy that showed me I need to get out on YouTube. I need to get out there, travel all around, and just start to pull everybody. So, you know, he definitely was one of my inspirations in what I'm trying to do now.
I had a memory pop up 2 days ago of me, Chance, and Artem. Artem's 140 pounds, and Chance we're arm wrestling in my daughter's nursery. And I remember this day, me and Artem telling Chance he's gonna break his arm if he drives with so much side pressure and just, and this kid went from, I don't know, how old are you now, Chance?
I'm 25.
25, so he's 17 here, to us flying to corner him to pull John Berzink. So I don't know, like, what could Chance be if Chance worked out? Maybe he's that type of guy that he loses strength and horsepower,
I don't
right?
think
Maybe
so.
all the, how they say the power is in the rest and the recovery. My man is rest and recover. Okay, he's not lacking that part. So that might be where the power is, right? He's just running off pure genetic potential.
Well, I'm looking forward. Chance was saying that I think he was possibly thinking of going down to the heavyweights and all, and I think that's an amazing move, and I think that's going to be game changer. I see him being in the top 5 right away, right off the bat, and then I think he's going to be a lot more competitive and really show where his level is.
As his attorney, I would advise against that, Mr. Troll. You are a superstar at super heavy. Tell me how weak did Saban feel?
I was really surprised. I don't
Tell
want
me
to
the
talk crap
truth.
about him.
Don't just say it. How weak did he feel?
Just say it.
I don't want to talk crap about him. I was surprised that how little I felt though.
Wow,
Yeah. I mean, Paul,
Yeah.
you saw it in person.
bro, I
Round one,
definitely
was
did.
like, wow.
And Saban seemed to have it out for me, man. He yelled at me. He looked right at me and he's like, "This ain't bodybuilding." I was like,
Yeah.
"Whoa, okay, buddy."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
Chance,
good shit.
he definitely manhandled him that day, man. That was pretty impressive.
We had Chance and Brad just destroying it.
Yeah. Brad killed it.
Yeah, he's something else too. What I have some questions for Anna. Anna, have you ever arm wrestled Sarah Bachman before?
Yes, about 4 years ago or a little bit more at Slotty Tour. Back then I wasn't what I am now, and it was an easy flash pin for her. And then
And how long have you been arm wrestling?
a little bit more than 6, almost 7 years.
So you were only a couple years in the sport at that
Yeah.
time.
I was 40 when I started, and I'm 47 now. So I haven't done this for a very long period of time, and I'm much older than most of my peers are. So my progress is probably slower than others, but I'm getting there. I won
It
the
can't be
worlds
any
last year, both
slower
left
than
and right.
mine. How did you prepare for Sarah? Did you have special preparation, or did you? I mean, I know you said you just went to the world, so you're coming in off of a back-to-back situation. That's never good, but
I've actually prepared for worlds, and then I
Okay.
would take it as it come afterwards, because I wasn't sure I was going to be injured or what would happen. If you're pulling
Well,
worlds, you're going to pull around between 7 to 15 girls, maybe, if you're unlucky, and that could actually, you could sustain injuries. So I wasn't sure what was going to happen. So I just made sure I was prepared for that, and that I can take with me when I'm pulling Sarah. I also have a game plan, of course, because we pull differently, so I've got to adjust a bit.
do you guys ever feel like you tried to peak for something and then you did okay, but the next week you're fucking strong, and it's like, dude, if this would have been last week, I would have destroyed everybody. You ever feel like that?
Yeah.
I hope that maybe this is one of these for you, where
Well, coming with the stomach flu, competing at Worlds, I'm probably stronger the weekend coming than I was last weekend, but having a cold, I'm not so sure anymore.
some of my greatest moments have been when I was unsure, and my worst moments, I was sure I was winning that thing. I was positive, and it didn't happen.
Anna, who do you think has the strength on their side? Do you have more strength than her, or?
I think power-wise, we're probably the same, but she's much more experienced than I am, and she pulls in a different way than I do, so I have to adjust a bit to that. I'm interested in feeling her in a hook. That would be a really good upsell for me.
And
So,
what
I'm hoping to get up
style?
there.
What style is your preference? Like, what is your favorite style to pull? Are you an
Hook.
inside or outside puller?
I'm an inside puller in right arm.
Oh man, this is gonna be a war. Oh my god, I can't.
How much
wait.
bigger are Anna's arms than mine, Chance?
Probably like half
Considerably.
an inch.
They're
Because she
big.
looks huge.
Jeez.
Yeah. So 185 pounds, she may be even bigger than Sarah right now.
I think
thi-
we're about the same size actually, because I have a lot bigger thighs. Like my lower body is bigger than Sarah's. I used to do bodybuilding before I ended up in arm wrestling. So
Well, wait till you see the skinny legs on these Florida guys. Have you ever seen a flamingo?
yes, I
That's
have.
what it looks like.
Oh yeah.
And they're gonna be on a raised stage. It's gonna be terrible. Noelle is the worst. I just seen a picture of Noelle at the training at like some Puerto Rican nationals. It looked comical. It looked like when they have the little costume where it's like the guy riding on the chicken's back.
Yeah.
Like this, that's what it looks like with Noelle arm wrestling, but he's got the arms for it.
I'm in the same boat recently, man. I used to train my legs all the time, but you know, like I said, all I've been doing the last year and a half is arm wrestling, and it wasn't until I just put out that Bob Brown video is when I seen it, and I'm like, yo, I need to start training legs again. Oh my god, getting that Florida man look over there.
That's it. We naturally form into a flamingo here in Florida. That's amazing. Yeah, this might be the most muscular female super match we've ever seen between Anna and Sarah. I mean,
Oh
that
my
might
God.
sound crazy, but Sarah never really seems to have an equal as far as muscularity or size or, you know, anything. Usually if Sarah faces a larger opponent, she's in considerably better shape than that opponent. Which is okay. I mean, Sarah's in top shape, right? She's gonna be better shape than most people, but it'll be very nice to see her have, you know, somebody that is at least her match. She's pretty much had a clean sweep through the state of Florida, and you know,
North America.
Sarah's to the point where she has to pull the men's class. And the couple times we've done it, she's actually held her own very well. I think even winning one of the classes, but it'll be nice to finally see Sarah have a match. I've known Sarah for, I think, 8 years out here, and I've never seen her contested.
Yeah, this would be the first time I think that you know, Anna has actually better, highly skilled training partners than Sarah does. You know, I think that Anna definitely has the edge on that.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be a war. I'm hoping that we get both these matches are going to be incredibly close. Are you stronger on your right or left hand? And I know you guys are pulling both hands.
No, they're only pulling right. It's a typo.
Oh, it's a typo. Okay.
Yeah.
God, who made that flyer?
You know who made it.
Not me.
Robert Kelly,
and
huh?
Ebba, forgive me for not knowing. Are you guys pulling right or left?
Right. Oh, sorry.
Oh, right.
All right. Right hand. It is your right better than your left?
Yeah, definitely.
It is.
Definitely stronger. Technique wise, probably kind of similar, but strength wise, I'm a lot stronger in my right.
Good. That we got Merlin's hoping to join this in about 5 minutes.
Oh, exciting.
So we'll get her on here and see some of her insight. The team she trains with is out of control.
Yeah.
I would argue to say that without creating like an all-star dream team, they are the very strongest team in America.
Oh,
They
If
might
we
be.
had Game of Arms right now, when we were picking true teams, they would probably destroy everybody. When it came to just the solidness of their team, their guys don't necessarily beat everybody, but every one of their people on their team are like top 2, top 4 in the country. So
Adam Warzinski's team.
yeah, Adam Warzinski, Chad Silvers. I see Shane Owens is even at Paul Passmore's level now.
Yep.
The hell, where'd that come
Hunter
from?
Knopf's.
Hunter Knopf's is out here beating Alan Fisher and winning a 700-man round robin or something. So yeah, that team is really good. I don't know Merline's level. I haven't maintained a good following on her matches, but
Number one in 154 plus in
Yeah,
North America.
Yeah,
There's-
and a little background on her. She used to compete back in the day in New York, and then is recently coming back over the last couple of years, training in South
Well,
Carolina.
I'm always interested when I hear about someone had a previous career and then you meet them as a new arm wrestler, but there's some like Bob Sawick. I thought he was just some crazy old guy that just shows up in arm wrestles. Here, come find out he's been whooping people's ass for 25 years.
Yeah.
Purchase on the table with him
Everywhere
last
he
weekend.
lives, he's, you know, so I was talking to Travis and he was telling me about Bob. He's like, bro, Bob was whooping someone's ass in like 1999 at so and so. I'm like, what? So yeah, it's just funny how quick your name is forgotten among all the new athletes and everything. A guy asked me the other day at a tournament when it was Daniel and Shark, I believe at the Q40 event at the final or something. And he said to me, who's that?
Yeah.
Didn't even know who Daniel Worley was. And, maybe 2 years ago, year ago, he was the number one guy in Florida, him and Dickie.
At one point, he was the number one guy in North America only a couple years ago.
Sure, he won the WAL regional. I actually heard some word that WAL is about to make a comeback next month. Have you heard anything about this?
I heard, I don't know for sure, but that's what I heard.
Dude, the last year I've been hearing the same shit, bro. I don't know, man.
Well, let me ask you, Paul, did you ever get to indulge in the sweetness that was the World Arm Wrestling League?
No, but I was in touch with them on some other things they had in the works.
Man, you want to talk about a high point in arm wrestling. It was out of control. I thought when I first started arm wrestling about 10, 12 years ago, I thought the UAL, it was hot. It was very, very aesthetically good looking. It looks pretty much about the level WAL looks with a higher production value. And WAL pretty much comes in, and I go to the third WAL event. I watch him bring out $100,000 cash, which would be like $1 million now after Joe Biden became president, but 100,000 and pour it on the table. And then this was the prize money for the day. And they just kept doing them like that and doing them like that. They lost the steam that they had when they created a super match showdown series or whatever it was, where it was invite only, because the crappiest party you ever heard of is the one that you ain't invited to. Right? Like, I don't want no part of something that I can't join. Right? So, but the original WAL had a great format. Could have been tweaked to be a little bit better, but pretty much if you won one match, and it should have been win the qualifier, you could go to regionals. But so if you won a match, you could go to the regional. And then at the regional, it was like, I can't remember, 1,000 entries, 700. There were 7 arm breaks in one day at the regional. There were 3 regions, like a south, a northeast, and a west. There wasn't 4. I believe there was 3.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it was north, south, and west.
Yeah, north, south, and west. Were you there?
No, it was before me.
We fucking left you. Me and Art have left you. We didn't give you
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I know.
You were supposed to give me a ride, but
I know. I left you at the airport. Fucking guy.
How would it work today if the WAL came back now with with the introduction of all these contracts about?
Oh, it would be simple. Steve Kaplan calls my phone. He says, Brandon, I've got $100,000. Half of it's yours. I want you to give the other half away. And then we just bring FAL to the large format and put a W in graffiti over the F. And that's it. That's the way it would come back. No, the way it should come back is with the very original. So the first concept was Steve Kaplan was fundraising. He didn't tell nobody. And I'm not speaking for him because he's got like $50 million, but I believe he had some money into it and he wanted to raise a lot of money before his big final. So the first couple events are like 100 Gs. And I believe it was the second season. It's very confusing on like the first, second, and third season in my memory. But essentially by the second season, they had a very good business model. And I'm pretty sure Travis was the designer of the model, but his plan was to do 100 tournaments in 100 cities. Do you remember that, Chance?
Yeah, I remember.
That was the concept. You were at some of the qualifiers back in the day.
Yep.
I could have sworn.
My very first tournament ever was a WAL qualifier.
Yeah, so I used to throw the qualifiers. I would throw a qualifier in Jacksonville, qualifier in Oviedo, qualifier in Mount Dora. We would have them all over. And the way it should work now is back to that original format, except you have to win the qualifier. Because what happened is by winning one match at the qualifier, that's how you qualified. It had everybody and their mother in it, and it created a brackets that were like 70 people deep. So imagine I'm at the Southern Regional right hand 195, I think it was, and there's like 75 people in the class. It was just insanity. And there were so many filler matches that you would just like beat a bum, wait around 6 hours. It was horrible. Now, had they made that where you have to win the qualifier and then you cannot qualify again. So let's say like we have that tournament again, and there's 3 in Florida. Noel shows up and wins the 98 right-hand spot. He's done. That's the only qualifier. Artem wins the next one. Now we know we got like 1 left. That would have created a lot of excitement and a lot of incentive for the promoters, you know, where guys would have hit multiple. But what happened is everybody went to the first one and they won 1 match. And then they qualified. And it was kind of a flawed system. But we raised, I think all the promoters, there was like 30 guys throwing statewide tournaments, and they did like 86 out of 100. And it probably raised like 250,000. So it made them a lot of money. I know that they definitely, you know, made it come up, and that's how they kept funding it. But the problem was like they were 100% dependent on viewership. That's fine if you know you're going to get it, but man, that's a lot of eggs in your basket, knowing that your original sustainment was like 50-50. It was like half of his investor sponsor money. We had like Smith and Forge hard cider, Cricket Wire, like it had some
Monster was a sponsor at one point.
Dude, I arm wrestled at a Supercross event, pulling the crowd where they would come in. And I mean, there's like 6 tables going at once. We're arm wrestling anyone in the crowd. They get free Monster, but they have to drink their Monster in this giant Monster pit. When I say giant, like 10,000 square feet, like 100 by 100, you know, and just, we were taking on the whole crowd. It was amazing. Some of the sponsors they had. But yeah, man, people talk a lot of shit, but it's like anything in promotion. You're going to realize that on the beginning stage and the tail end, they suck. It's always going to burn hot in the middle, right? Every promotion, you're going to see it die. And then everybody that experienced its death is like, oh man, that sucks. Their last event failed. They like WAL. They were like, I think they did something shady and didn't pay out, or like tried to not pay out the day before the finals or something.
Yeah, what had happened was like a few days before the finals, they tried to cancel it after everyone already booked. So everyone was already there. They held the tournament, it just wasn't televised, and the payouts ended up being like a third of what they were supposed to be.
Yeah, so for me, man, this is how I deal with things. If somebody said right now, do you want WAL to come back or not? Well, they ain't wrong to me enough. Come on back. Our relationship isn't that severed. You know, WAL they were the big dog on the block. So I always tell people, man, this is the high point of arm wrestling that I've seen in the past. I think the last time WAL was really hot was like 2018, 2017. So I'd say in 5 years. And when I came in, it was like dead. There was no real arm wrestling. And then we had like a 4 or 5 year high point where it was like UAL, WAL. I mean, dude, it was on top of the world. WAL died. And now, you know, you guys seen between King of the Table, East versus West. I mean, hell, what we have locally going on, everything. This is one of the high points, but I would always invite things like WAL back. A guy like Chance would be straight to the front. Right now, he'd be making $7,000 to $10,000 per tournament. You know, Justin Bishop purchased a large bit of his home and his property off of taking second place, both hands one day. So his entire life changed, you know, so there's a lot of people that I know would, you could talk shit on anything, but I still got love for WAL.
I welcome any organizations that are trying to throw high level, you know, matches and all. You know, we gotta embrace it. We gotta, you know, welcome them. We want to keep growing, you know, like what these guys doing in Jersey with the knuckles up. You know, we want to welcome them. We don't want to make their life harder. You know, I see a lot of controversy and political moves being made and telling people they can't pull at this event because you got certain referees and all. We got to get away from that stuff, man. That's just holding us back.
Yeah, that being said, I don't think WAL is coming back. I hope they do. But I'm like you, like I can only believe in you like 4 times. You ghost me on the 4th time. I'm like, I'm sitting alone.
The big question is, who is running that WAL account for Facebook? That's like the mystery man behind that. Who is
like
that?
It's the only thing that's been active from WAL is their Facebook and Instagram.
And that guy needs Slav's number, right?
Yeah,
Chance,
exactly.
hook them up, tell Slav the message.
Yeah,
Tim.
yeah.
Come
I
on, it's a
should.
small investment. Have it
Yeah.
taken care of. They told me that at one point when I posted the original FAL season, that 7 events was too much in Florida.
I love what you're doing, bro.
Listen,
it is
you-
the best thing, man.
This is on the subject of WAL coming back. More is more. If you want less is less, look at Cuba. There's one grocery store and that shit doesn't have anything in it. That's what eventually happens when you have less is less, right? You need to take something to an extreme to prove the point. If you want more is more, go up in Walmart. You don't have to buy everything. But the fact that the option is there to get sandals and fruit salad and to get 1,000, it's amazing. So I wish there was an arm wrestling tournament every single Saturday so that all my free weekends that I felt like arm wrestling, I could go to arm wrestling. Now, the cool thing is we're getting to a point now where like every Saturday there's a pay-per-view, which is awesome. We got to show Chance at East vs. West at one of our events, man. We had him up on the big screen. So everybody like stopped the tournament and they were cheering, going crazy. They started throwing popcorn at the screen when he lost. The guy had to come over and calm us down. If you had won, we'd have been kicked out of there. I'm glad you didn't win that. They were going nuts in there.
Brandon, what is your goals with the FAL? I've been meaning to ask you that.
Oh, to get rich or die trying.
So it's a money thing, or
No, well, fuck, life's some money. No, the idea is to raise the level of arm wrestling in Florida, which we've done successfully. Like what we've done is, and I talked about this in the past, Florida was like a whole bunch of little gangs. You could look at it like little cliques, and that's promoters too, right? You had all these little promoters and everybody's vying and fighting for this spot. All we did is put a big umbrella under everybody, and we're all in the same gang now. Chuck Westbury, by just being on the FAL umbrella, doubled his event from 130 on his last one to 270, throwing the biggest event ever in Florida.
that's
So
amazing.
the plan is pretty much to unite Florida arm wrestling. We talked in the beginning about a lot of people are going to be, I've been here for 10, 12 years, and there's still guys that I've never walked over and talked to. And just been like, hey, what's up, man? What do you do for a living? And I just see them and you just pass by. That's gone. That is completely gone. When you see everybody in that same uniform and everything, it is 100% created a crazy community feeling. And anybody that's been here more than 2 years could realize that. But plan is just to grow it, man. See as big as we can, get to 500 entry tournament, something like that to, so rival some real things. I'd love to bring in some real sponsors, get some good money coming where we could give away, we're giving away $10,000 cash. That's massive. That's never, I think I won the biggest giveaway in Florida ever, and it was 14 something. 1400.
How does the 10,000 work? How does that, is it broken up between all the weight classes? How does that work?
Sure. Yeah. So it's very simple. It's broken up among each weight class in each hand, depending upon how many entries they had. So if you take all 12, they make up 100% of the entries, all 12 classes, 6 right, 6 left. And let's say 54 left hand is 10% of all the entries for the year. It's 10% of the money.
Okay.
So a couple of these guys are double. They're winning both hands. There's a couple of guys making like 2 G's, could be more, could be, I don't know the ratio till the end of the year, what it bounces to, but it's going to pay out well. I got a message from a certain big-eared Russian this morning that asked me, what do I need to do for the points to beat Matt King? So I expect a shakeup at 98. I think my dog is finally coming back.
Oh,
Come
shit.
on home, Artem. You're still welcome. Yeah, it breaks down. It's going to break down, like I said, based upon how many entries are in the class, and it's to the winners. So it's going to be cool, man. We're going to get to spread around a lot of money, but I think that even that is that's still not enough, right? Like we need like 50 G's to really make it interesting, where I got like 5 G's for each winner. We throw a mega $50,000 end of the year, So the plan initially was to build a product that had value that we could ultimately give something to a sponsor. See, prior to this, when you got Emil in his Alpha Whiskey shirt and Ebba's in just a hoodie and Anna's in some crazy shirt. When this is what all your competitors look like, and then you say, hey, do you want to sponsor these guys? We're looking for a sponsorship. They might get some, but when you take everybody and you put them in a uniform and you show them, hey, this is the league, this is the sport. So we were just structuring it to give legitimacy to it. And it's fun. Casual arm wrestling at the state fair is some of the funnest thing you'll ever do in blue jeans and a cutoff. And, you know, I love it, but that wasn't the goal. You know, bowling and softball. We talked about softball. Man, softball is so organized. It's sad. Softball compared to, and this is what girls play. You know, men play it too when they can't play baseball or don't play baseball. But when I was a kid, this is a girl's version of baseball we're talking about. You know, men's adult baseball is smaller than arm wrestling. But somehow that softball got some damn promotion behind it to the point where they got sponsors and $1 million national championships and shit. So we need that. We need that for arm wrestling. And the first thing was, man, you got to put these guys in uniform. We got to fall under the same umbrella. We got to all, you know, so there's no real competitors, man. If a guy's wanting to be a competitor, he might as well just join us. It's like Chuck, you know, he got to bring his own hardcore crowd and we got to bring our crowd. So it's building, man. It's become a fucking movement. You know, I was sitting in the car hanging out with R. Kelly, and I watched the Spanish family come by that I never met in my life in full FAL. The kids had FAL shirts on, looked like they bought smalls and cut them up. Then I see like 3 dudes that look like some Mexican dudes from South America or something walk by. I never met these guys either. I mean, everybody's walking by where, so, you know, it's a lot bigger than any tournament I could have thrown individually. We threw the King of Florida and had 200 entries almost, and had, you know, a couple years ago, and had some of the greatest vibes for a tournament, but that was still just a single tournament. So we created a broader thing, man, that everybody could join a community and be a part of. A lot of guys you'll see, and this is the haunt of men, I think, is that everybody wants to be a part of something. This will make you join a gang. This will make you become a firefighter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be something. And this FAL, man, it gives some legitimacy to this thing that people are. Because when you find arm wrestling, your thing is, I'm an arm wrestler, right? So you finally have this identity that you can identify with. But when you go to show, hey, they're like, oh, let me see you arm wrestle, and then it's just in Jack's bar with 2 guys, you know, in no sleeves and blue jeans, and this, it doesn't look as good. So we just wanted to bring some legitimacy to it.
Well, I'm a fan. It's working. And like you said, man, those shirts, genius. You know, just on Facebook alone, when you see the profile pictures and you see them in the yellow jersey, that's a friend of mine right there, right away.
Chance Shaw. This is the designer. This is the architect of that t-shirt and that logo. Also the co-founder. A lot of people should be giving Chance big props. He helped us lift this off the ground. But man, it's dope. A lot of stuff we've been launching some limited edition shirts like these. There were only 20 versions of, just different things. All sorts.
I got everything coming, bro. I'm excited. I can't wait till they land, bro. I ordered one of everything.
Hold on, great one. People asked about this. The items everybody ordered, there was like 100 items probably ordered over the weekend. Everything will ship on September 10th on Sunday. I will get everything back.
Oh, you're killing me, bro. I thought it was going to be here before the tournament.
Well, here's the problem is I don't want to ship some people's stuff and then they don't get it in time by the tournament. So anybody that has product, you can pick it up at the tournament. So we'll be here in time for the tournament, Paul.
Perfect.
Just go ahead and show up an hour early. But a lot of people have been asking, you can pick your stuff up at the tournament, and anything that's not picked up, we'll send off Sunday. Nice. We got to get these ladies in some jerseys for sure, huh?
Yeah, you know, they both have jerseys, but unfortunately Anna forgot hers, so we might have to.
Anna's not going to fit in the sleeve. She's going to have to get a tank top.
I can maybe borrow Paul's. It looks nice.
That's it. Yeah, man, I'm real excited about this. We're super blessed to be able to have pretty much two of the best ladies in America, first two of the best ladies in Europe or Sweden. Um, it's not every day that you get to have your local people contested with someone international.
Brandon, tell us about the venue, bro. I know, it's over at Mike and Sarah's gym. I know Pro Gear's involved and all. So, what's the venue going to be like? Have you held an event here before?
Yeah, this is well, Chance, you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, I mean, our first event ever was at the Pro Gear Gym. It's gonna be the arm wrestling matches. It's gonna be 2 tables on a boxing ring, so it'll be elevated in a boxing ring. It's actually a really cool setup. If you go back on the Florida Arm Wrestling League YouTube, scroll to the first stream, and it's there. So it's
I
really sick
remember
setup.
that one now.
Yeah. Mikey and Sarah, they're gonna have well, at least they did last time. I can't, I guess, speak for sure this time, but they had rented a bunch of stadium seating. They had like people grilling burgers and hot dogs. They had alcoholic drinks and everything. So it was good.
Whoa. You say that like you're not the biggest purveyor of alcohol in this whole chat.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking to, man? Sunglasses inside his house. Yeah, no, it's a badass setup, dude. It's inside of a boxing ring. So we have the table set up in there. Mikey's entire gym is like, I mean, it looks like one of the old his fucking gym looks like it's a Rich Piana video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right? It's like
it looks
red
like the
and
Gold's
black,
Gym
like
down in
blood,
Venice Beach.
paint splashed everywhere.
Oh,
It looks crazy. There's like a red, like a blood red
hardcore
AstroTurf carpet running down it. We're putting 2 bleachers in there, set up the same way we did last time. It's pretty cool, man. He kept everything. Mikey is doing all the food and drink here in-house, so he has everything super cheap. I think I went over there, man. The guy was barbecuing. It wasn't like, you're getting taxed at a certain place, but yeah, it was super good. I mean, we're preparing for a pretty huge crowd. We just got $500 worth of porta potties shipped out there. So it's going to be a big day. It's going to be a good show. Mikey doesn't do anything half-ass. I don't know if you've met him or when you meet him, you'll love, this guy loves to throw a party. What he's waiting on is someone to call him and be like, hey, what do you think of this on this date? Yeah, fuck, I love it, bro. I love it. I've never told him anything that he was not super ecstatic about. So when you have that type of guy as the host, it's going to be an awesome party every single time. You can't help but have fun in that place. He had, it really invited us for a season opener. It set the tone for how good all our other events should be. So I'm looking forward to coming back there. I was talking too about Mikey, about us potentially doing the finals there. Only because we have such creativity with the venue, to be able to do our finals and our award show and our banquet right afterwards, I think would be.
That's the only thing I'm bummed about, man, is you got the finals December 9th. That's when I'm having that super match in Arizona. So I was like, damn, I'm going to miss that one.
You better beat him in the morning and get on your private jet.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
Back. Yeah,
we'll go party it up with the cash prize on Twinkie Boy.
Yeah, we're going to induct a few guys into the Florida Arm Wrestling Hall of Fame. This will be the first annual induction. Couple fun things going to go on, man. We're going to present everybody, let the winners get up here, talk about the season, give some good information about next season and everything.
Yo, Brandon, give us the heads up. Who are we looking out for this weekend? Because I know you said there's a lot of guys close at the top, a lot of 1 and 2 guys. So who are some of the top matches that we want to look forward to? Because I know John over here, I think he's up in contention for the 176 pros. So who are we looking for? What matches?
Give me a weight class and a hand, and I'll tell you what we're looking for.
I want to know 176 and 198.
198.
Matt King, I know he's the king right now, right?
Slow down.
Matt King.
There is a firm Russian flag planted in this state when it comes
Artem.
to 198. I'll call Vladimir Putin right now to whoop your ass. My man Artem, if he shows up, is going to take 98s and 220s. That's my opinion.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you see what happened last time Artem tried to pull Emil?
Oh,
I'll throw
hold
them
on. I
across the
forgot
table.
Emil's in it. I forgot Emil and Artem.
Oh, yeah.
They're maybe at the same level though right now, maybe close. Hey, you know
If
what?
I was a
Listen,
betting man, and both of them are my boys, I would
which you
take
definitely
Emil,
are a betting man.
I would take Emil left and Artem right. That's today.
Really, Emil's
Yeah.
left is that good. So
Yes,
that's a big compliment too to Artem because their gap was huge last time. And Emil, you better get back on the weight training because Artem's gonna catch you soon. If you come back one more time in one more year, that's over.
But
Yeah.
Artem's coming next weekend. I thought Artem wasn't making it.
Well, I'm just putting the good energy out there.
Ah, okay,
Come
okay.
on,
I'm just
man.
trying to figure
Come
out
on,
things.
I'm trying to seduce him into
Okay,
doing
okay.
us.
You gotta
Hey, join the
imagine,
gang,
bro. I'm
Artem.
over here taking notes, man. 2024 is coming up. I'm scouting right now, bro.
I am hoping to make my 176 debut this
Damn.
week, but I got to see how my weight goes. I was around 181 today, but I had a hard day sweating, so I'm probably gained some. I know that this would be shady for me to weigh myself.
Yeah, are you
Look
doing
at
your own
chances-
weigh-ins?
Chances going crazy right now. His bullshit meter is like, no.
Do I get
am
to weigh
not doing my
myself
own
in
weight.
also?
I am going to go to one of the early weigh-ins. So I don't know what's the closest one to Gainesville, but I'll be at one of the early weigh-ins, probably Sarah's house or Sarah's gym.
You got to be miserable right now at 176. I couldn't see you at one. That's a lot of weight to be losing, man.
Bro,
When
I
I
am
seen you at the
living-
last practice, what were you at? You were like 200, 210?
It's irrelevant what I was. Okay. What I am now is all natural, 180 pounds.
Why are you going down to 176?
Oh, it's what my body's doing, man. I am taking a break. I've had a 10 years running red hot, full of pancakes.
Gotcha.
And I'm gonna slow the steam down a little.
I was
So
starting to think, because with this new guy coming in, Paul Italia coming in the 198s in 2024, I thought maybe you just wanted to exit real quick.
absolutely. I've as fast as I could. The first time you pulled 98s, I pulled 76. Coincidence? I think not. No, the real thing is I think I got to run red hot and risk my health to be at a lower level at 98 than I can be at 76 naturally. Listen, these guys at 76, and I don't know the shape I'm in right now. My body's still adapting and shit, but they're not even, these guys are 5'10" tops. I'll fuck these guys up. Every single one of them, from Jeff Hale to Corey Miller. Just give me some time. I'll come through that list. We'll start with George Saturday and John. And then
Who's your biggest threat in the 176 in this nation? Style wise.
Well, Chance would probably tell you that Jeff Hale, Corey Miller in the top 5 are too much for me.
Today,
So
I would say today.
sure. And I don't actually know where I'm at. I feel great at practice. I'm getting destroyed. But
How do you go against a guy like Luke Kent? Because that's who I put up at the top 176. Him, that dude, Dusty Hyatt.
I don't know, man. Listen, I never in 10 years really ever lost to anybody lighter than me. I never lost to somebody real light like that. Now, I would think that Luke Kent would beat me, I guess, right? He looks so fucking good when he arm wrestles. His hair's flying. I mean,
The reason Paul is asking is because Paul is a practice king over Luke. So
No,
it's
not.
I think if
It's
Luke,
really not.
I think if Luke Kent starts coming to the Gainesville practice, I'm still the top dog. He might beat me initially or get me in a tournament. But no, I don't think that any of these 76 guys, if we all have 10 polls apiece, will be above. Maybe, but some of these guys are good, man. I respect that guy, Roman's
54.
150.
I don't give a fuck. I see him at 76, still 65. He looks like he's tough to beat. I inside think that I will beat Hunter Knopfs and guys like that. And I know he's like in between. He's in between right now, but I pulled Jeff Hale back in the day and he was probably 15% stronger than me. And I was probably I was a little bit more worn down back then. But yeah, I don't know, man. For me, it's not worth it to kill myself to chase dudes that I can just crush everybody at 76 or at least be more competitive. So We're gonna see this Saturday. I mean, maybe I can't get through this guy that doesn't even have his beard grown in all the way. And John is a tough guy to beat left-handed.
Both
And
arms,
George-
yeah.
George
But left is
Whitfield-
definitely his dominant one for sure.
Yeah, and George Whitfield, I don't think is number 20. He
No,
might
George
rank
George
number
is
20.
underranked. He just needs to travel. That's the issue.
Where
He's
would you
not
put
hard.
George if you rank him?
Probably within the top 10.
Now, the flip side of this too is George has leveled up, but I pulled George in November in this same shape, 180 pounds, and I made pretty short work of him.
Is George that jack dude? He's real shredded up and all?
Absolutely. That's him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's it.
John, you were going back and forth with him at the
I
practice.
think that the favorite right now in the state of Florida is George Whitfield, both hands. And then I think John left-handed is a close second, and Jerry Larino is a close second right-handed.
I'm so mad I didn't grip up with George. That was the only dude I did not grip up that day at the practice.
Well, I seen him taking Fisher and just and now in all fairness, Alan was in like flip-flops with a fan, just hanging out, but he was just I mean, easily. And the kid isn't that big. He's about 180 pounds, but I mean, dude, he is pure muscle. He looks like he's been in prison for 25 years and he's 25 years old. I'm not lying. I mean, he's got an 8-pack just diced up. All he does is climb trees and cut trees down.
Yeah, but one thing, man, you don't want abs in arm wrestling, bro.
No.
I learned that.
The kid's got a grip where it makes it feel like your thumb is gonna pop. He's squeezing it so damn hard, and his hands, like the skin on it's like an elephant. Strong, you could tell he's just grabbing shit all day. Dude, at the tournament, he almost takes a loss at the last tournament, King of Florida. We're calling his name. He's not there. He's out back changing some guy's fucking tire. And here's his name. Hurries up and finishes changing
my
the tire,
beer.
comes in and goes undefeated through the class.
Wow.
Wow.
Absolute animal. So yeah, George is going to be hard to beat.
Mhm.
54's Mike Newman.
Newman, he's the king right out here.
He's
Been
the king
for
right
years.
now.
I don't know. The last couple times Mike and Jeff have pulled, Jeff has beaten him.
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff
There's a young kid here named Jeff Bozier.
Okay.
He trains the
Similar structure to you, but he's downsized a lot, and he just stopped. I mean, he's been beating Newman a couple times. I think Newman still leads in the points and the money
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
220.
And then you can never count out Bob Sowick, I think, too. He's
Yeah,
always
no,
in the
Bob.
running.
Bob is running like 2 points behind him. What is the difference on them, John? Do you know?
Bob and Newman are tied at 27 points apiece on the right hand.
And dude, Bob's like 50, 60 years old. Fucking savage. I thought he was a new guy. Like I was saying, Travis told me he was whooping people's ass. He was somewhere in 1999 with him. So I'm like, God damn. 220s. If Emil hops in, Emil's probably the favorite. But I've heard, I don't think Shark's coming, but he's been sharing the hell out of that flyer. And I know he has downsized. Shark's like 215 right now.
Yeah, he was looking shredded for real.
Yeah, so it could be a good. Imagine we get us a Shark versus Emil finals.
Mhm.
That would be beautiful.
Shark just destroyed it over at the New York State Championship last weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Killed it out there. I wasn't sure if that did he win both hands? Was it a right hand only qualification?
He won
Not
both.
really. Yeah, he won both. I figured that.
Gotcha. Man, hey, if you've beat Shark in here, go ahead and raise your hand. It's a lonely crowd. Okay. Yeah, 242s, man. It's 242 it used to be a class we didn't even offer. Up until 2 years ago, 242s wasn't even really offered in Florida. And because we had no guys, now it's became possibly one of the more competitive classes. We've got Dane has been in
Dude, that dude is a beast. Oh my god, bro! Like
Dane and
about
Brandon are
intense.
pretty close. They have good matches, Dane and Brandon. And then on the
how
left,
did Dane feel to you, Chance?
I didn't pull him. Mike
Oh,
Newman.
he didn't jump in the overall.
Yeah, he did, but not Mike Newman. Mike Bedwell beat him.
Bedwell you're right.
Yeah.
Bedwell's an animal, right?
Mhm.
Absolute beast, bro. Everything he goes to, he fucking wins. He has horrible technique. And I
Yeah,
love you, Mike, if you're watching this, but your technique's horrible. This fucking guy must be so strong to he
he's
just
super
steps up
strong.
and just blasts through people sideways.
What weight class is he?
220.
220. 220. He
Actually,
won King Florida.
He has a match coming up against Ryan Carter for the #1 spot in Texas.
Oh, I remember that.
I thought he
yeah.
already won the #1 spot in Texas.
He got a win on the guy, but Ryan Carter ended up beating him in the finals.
I got you.
Yeah, but it's close.
Yeah, he's a dog. He seems to come to a lot of these supers. Are we gonna hear the choo choo of the tugboat? Is it
I
coming
might
out?
hop in there. We'll see.
What
Yeah,
is your
he's
current
pulling. He
take?
would have said no right away. He's pulling.
Well, Chance is this type of guy. Chance is. Let me see how easy the class is gonna be. Hey, if I was gonna say if Jerry Catarat's in there, he ain't go. But my dog Chance is undefeated versus Jerry Catarat.
True.
What do you think of Jerry's last performance, Chance?
Um,
Think the pneumonia mattered? I think it fucked him up. He looked sick.
it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Hermes came in with a really solid game plan. If Hermes would have pulled him like he normally does here, I think Jerry still could have won. But Hermes just had a really, really good game plan, and hit Jerry where he couldn't handle it.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
I disagree. I think that Jerry was sick and it played a part.
I think he could have been 100 times stronger, brother, and it wouldn't matter. When you figure out the formula, you figured out the formula.
Yeah, and the thing with Jerry is he doesn't have a backup option. Like if his press doesn't work, then he loses. Yeah. Where like someone like Devin, if something doesn't work, he can adjust and try to do something different.
I totally agree with that. And, it was just a shame how it all played out because we were all waiting for that match for like a year and a half and for, everything to play out the way it did and not to get to see a real good Jerry and all. It was just real disappointing. Just hope we get Jerry back in here soon, man, and get him competing, get him another match and get him back on track.
Hey,
That's how I can
set
tell
it
you,
up, Paul.
spoiled, Paul.
Set it up, Paul.
Yeah, I would love that, bro. You know me, man. I'm the biggest fan of that match. I want to see
Paul
you
is so
versus Chance.
spoiled on these international matches that he's sad that we did not get both guys from the opposite sides of the planet at peak performance.
Yep.
The fucking fact that it even happened is amazing. But listen, Jerry always has something happen. I seen Jerry crash a rental car and smash the windshield with his fucking forehead like an hour before he was going to pull Michael Todd at the UAL 10 years ago.
Bro, he did that on the way to the airport. It just he wasn't driving this time. He fucking did it in an Uber. So I mean, he tried matching it, bro.
This young lady,
there's the
Merlin, is joining us.
got a
Better late
superstar
than
in the
never.
house. Everybody went silent.
We're just watching her try to adjust her camera.
There you go.
Let's make it awkward when she joins. Now, how are you?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Hi, sorry guys. It's been a crazy night. How are y'all? Joining super late.
Good, good. Are you excited for your super match?
Beyond excited. Beyond excited. To be
Makes us
honest.
too.
Oh
What
my
if-
god. Oh my god. Hi, guys. Oh my god, I'm just now seeing that. Hey
This is
guys,
where
how are
y'all
y'all?
be, like dancing,
Sorry I'm late.
hugging each other.
Have the nerves
How is
kicked
that I
in?
can view everybody? I can only see a few. at a
So you go to gallery view, go to the top right of your screen, and you're gonna click view, and then scroll down to gallery, and that'll you'll be able to see everybody.
Oh, there he goes. Hey guys.
Are you a
Bada
fucking
bing.
Zoom expert?
Sorry I'm late. I'm super excited. I'm sorry I'm late. It's awesome,
What is your experience pulling international competition?
I have zero experience pulling international competition. You know what I mean? And I have a lot of respect for international competitors, especially Sweden, because they have women to train with. They really take it seriously. And I have a lot of respect for them. I know that it's not something that's going to be super easy because here in the States, I don't feel like, amongst the arm wrestling crowds, we all love arm wrestling and stuff, but outside of us, there's not a lot of people that know about the sport. When you go to practices, there's not a lot of women to train with. You know what I mean? Like I have like maybe one female to train with, maybe two if I'm lucky, and she's just coming from an arm break, but she's super strong. but you know, I train mostly with the guys, so I have a lot of respect for them, and I'm really excited. This is kind of gonna show me where exactly I'm at, you know what I mean? Because I don't get to travel and compete as much as a lot of people, being, you know, a mom who's working and always busy. So I'm really excited, you know what I mean?
If I was a woman having my first international competition, I would not choose Sweden as the country to pick a woman from.
Here's the thing, like I get it, I get that part, you know, I wouldn't choose Sweden, but guess what? Like I said, I have a lot of respect for them, but I also have a lot of heart as well. And I would like for them to respect women in America as well. Like we don't get celebrated as much. We have a lot of strong women in the States, and we just don't get to do as much. At least I don't, but you know, I'm hoping that I'm gonna give my best, do my all, and see what happens. You know, I'm really excited about it. I feel like it's been years coming. I was out of the sport for a really long time, 11 years, and I've been training hard and ready to see where I'm at, you know? Like I
Well,
appreciate the opportunities.
I'll tell you, you train with a solid squad.
Oh
You-
yeah, I've
your
been very
team-
fortunate from when I entered the sport, before my break, and then right after my break. Like I've always been fortunate to be able to train with great people, and you know, that's what I think about. It's not just about you know, how hard I work. It's about all the people that believe in me and have faith in me and practice with me and egg me on. You know what I'm saying? Like worst case scenario, things don't turn out the way I want it to be. It's not going to be a stopping point for me because I'm on a mission. But I'm training and I plan to give it my all. So we'll see how that goes.
Merlin, has the nerves kicked in yet? Are you feeling confident?
I'm
Are you-
always nervous. I'm always nervous. It doesn't matter if it's somebody on the street. Like I don't underestimate everyone. I know everyone always sees me as an underdog. I don't get to compete as much. I don't get to do that, but that just keeps me sharp. That just keeps me on edge. I don't underestimate everyone. And I definitely would never underestimate Sweden because you guys are monsters. So I would never underestimate that. But it's just, you know, the opportunities I've had that I'm even pulling, you know, this Saturday, you know, Engen, everything like that means so much to me. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I got a lot of heart. So that's going to be in play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just how much I train, how much I work out, but it's like how many people believe in me. Like the message that even if you're a mom, even if you're working a million jobs, you can follow something that you're passionate about and give your all in it. Like that's what keeps me going and that's what motivates me. You know what I'm saying? So
That's the same reason I tell Chance Shaw I could beat him in a fight. He might be bigger and stronger, but I got so much heart.
that matters now. That matters. We've all seen the Rocky movies. So
Hey, I'm
hopefully.
expecting what is the chances that we get to see all four of you ladies in a four-way class in the tournament?
Jesus Christ. I don't
Or the
even know.
matches? Are y'all just going to become spectators, or are you going to partake the free tournament?
I think all of them should hop in the tournament both arms.
Yeah.
I'm contemplating
I'm
joining
hoping
guys.
so. For me, it depends on like how long the tournament's gonna run because I'm like driving in straight from work, and then after I pull, like if I choose to compete or nothing, I'm gonna have to drive back into work. It's like a 6+ hour drive for me. So I guess that really is the determining factor, like how long the
So-
competition's gonna run.
Usually the women's class goes right after the super matches, or maybe the masters and then the women's. So timing could work out for you.
You can't
Yeah,
see.
it could. You know what I mean? I'm just excited because I don't get to pull as much as I would like. And as you guys know, I'm supposed to be pulling Caroline in January, so I feel like this is a great opportunity to help me get ready or see what I got to do, what I got to fix, what's going on. Like I'm pretty excited. Like I've loved this sport for close to 2 decades. So this means a lot to me. You know what I mean?
Merlin, what does your training look like leading up to this? And when did you shut down?
Well, I started picking up things I never do, which is like deadlifting, benching, and it wasn't too crazy because I don't do those things. Like that's been the thing for me. Like people will be like, how many push-ups do you do? 0. How many pull-ups do you do? 0. You know what I mean? So I've just been picking up like new workouts and things like that, which put a lot on my body, I'm not gonna lie. And I definitely shut down yesterday. Well, kind of, sort of. Like I stopped working out severely yesterday. I had a last practice with my teammates, super love them, awesome, because they never have practices on Monday, but they threw one for me, even though I was like an hour late, as usual. I appreciate them. So that was really like my last practice. I believe a lot in rest, and I seen a video where Sarah said that as well. So that made me feel a little better. But what you may call it, I do believe in rest a lot, especially since I was trying these new like exercises like deadlifting and benching and stuff like that. So I really kind of stopped exercising yesterday. Rest plays a big part for me. Like even though like my last tournament that I pulled in North Carolina when I entered the men's class, it was after literally training all week, and I was surprised at how well I did. I still want to be able to rest and be full, especially since I got to drive like all the way there and I'm not the best driver. But I've decided to just rest and do like light things, just the regular weighted vest jogs and little things like that, you know what I mean?
Ebba, when did you shut down?
Like yesterday. I think yesterday was my last practice.
No, I was saying also to Ebba too. I wanted to find out when she shut down for the match. When did you stop training?
Like a week ago, maybe. So
Okay.
I get until Saturday, like a week and a half almost.
Okay. And what was your training leading up to this? Were you doing a lot of table time, gym lifts as well, or both?
Table time once a week, and then arm wrestling specifics, and then regular gym, but towards arm wrestling specifics. So very much arm wrestling focused training.
Are you feeling like you're at 100% now? Are you peaked out?
Sorry.
Do you feel you're 100% for this match?
I hope
She
so. I've
peaked
been
out.
a bit overworked, overtrained, but I hope like this last rest will get me towards the shape I want.
What is your level in Sweden, Ebba? What is are you the third ranked at your weight class? Are you the national champion or?
I was the national champion last year. And that was almost like just 7 months into the sport.
This is in a nation where every girl's like Captain America.
Assassins, for real.
So but this year I didn't compete in nationals. I went to Norway instead to compete, and I took 3rd place there. But I think I'm ranked like in the top 15 in one of the arms overall weight.
Amazing.
This is in the world rankings?
No, Swedish.
In Swedish. Oh, top 15 overall, regardless of weight.
Exactly.
Okay. Carolyn with the big super chat, cheering for our girl. It doesn't matter if she's a Swede. America power rules. Merlin's got a fan already in Carolyn. Oh man, is the USA chant gonna start early?
Nice.
You're gonna be the only female in there that's actually from America.
Listen, that means a lot to me, man. You don't know. Like I really, like I said, I have a respect for the Europeans. I feel they, they do it in grade school. They have practices everywhere. I got lucky, I had Celieris that brought me into the sport randomly.
Listen.
But
I want you to give us, I know the version of Adam Warzinski you're giving us right now. That's not the one I want. I want that mean version, if you win, that says just run the tape back. You're trying to be way too nice. Tell us how you really feel.
It's not about me trying to be nice. I just, like I said, I never underestimate my opponent. You know what I mean? Like I really have a respect for them over there. However, like I said, I really want women in the US to be taken seriously. Like I know we don't train, we don't get to train as much or we're not celebrated as much, but I don't want it to just be like, you know, we're just okay, you know what I mean? So I'm really gonna give it all I got and see where that puts me. You know what I mean? It's gonna, especially with me being out the sport for as long as I have, I'm really excited to see where I'm at.
I would argue to say this is probably going to be the most important events that we're having with it near us or in America for women's arm wrestling. You're going to get to see one of the very best arm wrestlers, women arm wrestlers to ever do it, in Sarah Bachman. First one of the best current and traveling, going to Worlds right now, in Anna. And then you're going to see Ebba and our United States national or number one. You won't often get to match all those up in one event. We will for sure know everybody's level after this. Who do you think, the guys here, I want to ask, who do you think is under more pressure?
As for between who?
Between Ebba and Merlin.
I think Ebba is, you know, she's coming from Sweden and training with the team she does. And Merlin is, you know, just coming back into the sport. And, you know, I only see a win-win opportunity for Merlin, you know, where if she wins, you know, she's superhero status and all.
I think you can look at it both ways, because on the flip side of that coin is Merlin is the #1 ranked woman in North America. You know what I mean? She's the best. She's the cream of the crop of what we have to offer.
And we're in America.
Yeah, and we're in America. So we have someone visiting from overseas, challenging the champion. So yeah.
If we weren't just having champs, you would be the queen of America. You understand? She comes here, we can't have her become queen. So everybody's going to play very nice to these Swedish girls, and you guys are amazing. But do not be fooled that everybody deep down wants you to win. Only because it's the nation thing, right? They're from America. There's going to be probably 1 million fans of all you ladies in there. But I respect that you said American women arm wrestling is almost looked at like a joke, you know, compared to European. And it's not. I mean, we have some good ladies here, but nobody knows who they are.
Yeah.
You know, we don't get to match up with the Europeans all the time. And then when we do, we fucking lose, right? It's the same thing that East versus West has been prior to this last event. Every single time we brought someone over there, we got our ass kicked. Ingen gave us a little slack on the last one. I think he threw us a couple good ones, right? Now we're getting some matchups that aren't just super biased, but we got a lot of ladies that I think could hang with them too. We've seen a few of them. You know, we've been graced with pretty much every other event. We've had a good lady come out. We had Elizabeth Mochek, Sarah Fond, and now you're coming out. We have all 4 of these, but this is a great high point for women, ladies arm wrestling.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know overseas ladies arm wrestling seems to be just as big as everything else. Out here, man, I mean, we get one entry at the tournament. And so, you know, seeing you hold it down or seeing this big matchup is going to be huge.
Can I ask Ebba and Anna, how do you guys view women's arm wrestling in America compared to Sweden? You know, like who would be at the pinnacle, would you say?
Anna has better answers because of her experience, because I don't have a lot of experience, so I don't really know.
If I look at how the women, I agree with Merlin there, that it's not so easy for women here because they don't get enough table time. I think that it's very different. I come from a culture, and so does Ebba, where we have a good chance of training together with the guys, together with the girls. We get just as much table time. We're really supported by the guys. I think that if I look at the women here, I feel a bit sorry for them because I know that they're putting up just as much time and energy into this as we are, but they're being challenged because they don't get the same like respect and the same amount of time at the table as they should have.
How do we change that?
I think that the problem is that a lot of females are not truly living arm wrestling. Like I know Merlin is, but you ladies are probably living arm wrestling. I say Sarah Bachman eats, sleeps, and breathes arm wrestling.
Facts.
John wakes up every day and all he thinks about is arm wrestling. Paul, all he thinks about is arm wrestling. I'm not going to say that for you, Chance. You need to get back to training. But these guys people are living at arm wrestling every day, and I don't see that with the ladies. I see a few of them, and I will say you're one of them for sure. All you ladies on here are definitely one of them. But with the average American female arm wrestler, she just arm wrestles because her husband arm wrestles, or she ends up. That's the core group. You got about 10% that are real lifelong arm wrestlers, like Michelle Smart. These people that you'll just see show up in the middle of Wyoming somewhere at a big money ladies event, right? That's the real female arm wrestlers. And no, not to downgrade any of the other ones, the wives and the girlfriends that compete. But if you aren't eating, sleeping, breathing, thinking about angles and transitions and how to do this, and you ain't really living it like the guys are, because that's how hard we're living it. So I think that it looks like
the flip side of that might be though is the women aren't showed the same respect as the men, and so it's like it's hard to be obsessed with something where you don't feel as much respect as you should.
Well, we keep using the word respect.
I feel like it's a give and take, because I understand we definitely want more respect, and we should get shown more respect, but we also got to show up. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to have multiple classes, but 3 females show up. So guess what? It's an open class. You know what I'm saying? We want to have the same trophies as the men, but the men are got like 8-10 people to their class, and we have the 2 females that showed up, and technically everyone's getting a trophy just for being there. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I take like this arm wrestling thing so seriously, because a lot of women don't want to join because they're like, well, I'm a mom, and I work, and this. And I feel like if I can be successful, I can show them that you can be a mom, you could take a million-year break, you cannot be the best shape that you want to be, but if you're passionate about it, you can be successful in it. So I take this real seriously, because I feel like I can be an example. You know what I mean? Like, if you really want it, you can get it. Like there's no excuse now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm a mom. Okay, and so am I. Oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. Okay, and so don't I. Oh, I don't have a million females to train with. Okay, I only train with guys. What's your excuse now? You know what I mean? Like, I understand we want respect, and I feel like we should get respect, but we also got to show up. We also got to do it. Guess what? If you lose, it's not the end of the world. You got a chance to grow and get better and compete again. And that's what we need. You know what I'm saying? We need more women in the sport. Like, I was at North Carolina States last month. I think it was. Yeah, it was last month. And it was just me, Deb, and I think one other female in the class. And Deb went and she spoke to every like female there. And by the end of like 15-20 minutes, there were like 6 women in the class, and all she was doing was saying, hey, just why don't you join? It's okay, it's all right, like just compete, things like that. And women were encouraged to do so. And I feel like if women were not like, it's okay to pull, like you don't have to be perfect at it, just try it, it's gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying? In arm wrestling families, like, I know the guys get aggressive, but the women are really supportive. Like, you know what I mean? We're not like assholes that's like, hey, fuck you, we're just gonna crush you. Like, we're really supportive. And I think if more women understand that, including the ones that go with their boyfriends that arm wrestle, but if women in general understand that, more will enter the sport. But for us to be respected, which I want, we also got to pull. Like, we can't just be like, we want the $1,000 cash prize and there's 2 women pulling. Like, we got to enter the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's me. I'm probably going to be hated
one thing
saying that
needs to happen nationwide. Female arm wrestling needs to be free.
That would be helpful. Yeah.
We don't charge any ladies ever at any event. So it should, when you try, and here's a good thing, when you're trying to convince the wife to come out of the crowd and be the first timer, she now doesn't even have to pay a fee. That's the first thing to raise it, is make it free. And like you said, it's
But Brandon, the ladies
Or-
got to show up because, you know, like that girl, Sarah McKinney, she throws the all ladies tournament
Which
in
was
Texas.
amazing. Yeah.
And, you know, there'd be 15 women that would show up across the nation. And I'm looking and I don't see none of the top arm wrestling women represented. And that's where I see a major problem. They got to be the ones that should be encouraging, promoting it the most, saying, I'm going to this. It would get, you know, other women arm wrestlers to show up to go see somebody they look up to and all. So I think that, you know, the women have to show up, you know, and all of you got to come together and unite with that.
Mhm.
Yeah, the other thing too is that in general, arm wrestling is kind of on the edge of being a combat sport. It's just a hard thing to sell with feminism. It really is. And some people are able to hold it gracefully, but like I've heard the biggest thing from most girls is they don't want to be up there grunting and trying to actually fight and rage it out. Which, listen, these girls are loud. That's the funnest part, right? I know
I mean,
that's
I'm not a
the breaker is
grunter, but
I know they never been in it, but someone in the chat just said, Joseph Anthony says it's a hard sport to sell to young women. You know what
But I
though?
mean, it's
Actually,
empowering for
I take
being
back
strong.
everything I said. I was either drunk or high when I said that. My daughter can't wait to arm wrestle. Any moment anybody says arm wrestling, she's ready to arm wrestle. So I actually don't think it's a hard thing to sell. I think there might be some stage in between like 10 years old with women to 18 that you might be hard to get them to join. Like for example, Chuck's daughters, they arm wrestled all the time as children. But as they became young ladies, 15, 16, whatever, they're done arm wrestling. And he has an arm wrestling at his practice every single day. And one of his daughters, I don't even like arm wrestling. So, and that's some people, not everybody does. But I think
Merlin, what attracted you to the sport? Like, what was it, like that got you like, oh, wow, I'm obsessed. Like, I want to be part of this.
you said me?
Yes.
All right. When Sally Harris brought me into the sport, my junior year, I competed and I took second to a world champion. And I don't take second to nothing. I never took second in grades. I never took second in, sports. And I took second. And so I was obsessed at that point. I was just like, I had to go and beat that lady.
So let me get this straight, just
year.
so everybody knows the story. So Mike Solaris was your teacher in school? Was that?
Chemistry teacher. Yeah. And he started an after school program.
So
are
guys,
you fucking kidding me? You left it. That's your backstory,
Yes.
and you left this
Yeah,
out.
that's awesome.
that is
That's a
unreal. So
fucking
guys, if
comic
you don't
book
know,
introduction.
I
What?
told y'all I've been lucky. I told y'all I've been lucky from when I got into the sport. And then when I got back into the sport, I got lucky either way from the beginning to when I got back in. Yeah.
but we got to let the fans know who Mike Solaris is, because a lot of the new guys might not know that. If you guys checked out Game of Arms, which is, like the big reality show that goes with arm wrestling, Mike Solaris was one of the stars out of New York. And he was, I believe, a chemistry teacher.
Yeah. When I got down here, actually, they had called me and asked me if I wanted to be on the show, but I had just had my son. So I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm not really into arm wrestling no more. You know what I mean? And then fast forward 11 years, Candy Passmore, my sis, I love her, called me out in a super match. And I was pregnant with my daughter, didn't know it. But I was just like, oh, hey, okay, if I'm going to get called out, let's go. And there were so many people that were like, oh, I remember you. I remember when you used to pull. I remember Like, I remember going to tournaments and there was one tournament. I forgot where it was. I don't know if it was in Atlantic City or where it was, but I couldn't enter it because I was underage. But
Oh,
John
wow.
Brzenk was there. Rob Vision, all of them were in the hotel rooms. And I was just like, I'm just sitting here in my hotel room because I'm too young to do anything. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like all those people that remembered me back then, like Christian Binney and Ron Columba and Tim and, Susan Fisher and all those people and Dusty, they're all like, we love you and we're glad you're back in the sport. And I'm just like, that's what motivates me, but he definitely brought me into the sport. And I remember I would be driving to him and he'd be like, yeah, man, I got to pull Travis, right? So you got to pull Travis Badger. And he'd have us listening to these mind control tapes. They'd be like mind controls. And he'd be like, listen, Merlin, if you can't talk to a mouse, like he what was it that he said? He said, when you face a shark, you gotta talk like a shark. And he'd be like pulling while he was driving. He's just like, I'm gonna destroy him. And I just remember all that. And I've never been an aggressive puller, but like Travis is something else. Yeah, we all know that. Travis knows how to talk and stuff like that. So it was great watching them pull, like being in that era of being able to train with all of them. You know what I mean? And then now getting into the sport, I can't find a team. And then boom, I land with Carolina Chaos. It's like jackpot, jackpot, jackpot. Like Chad and Adam and all the Palmetto pullers in Somerville, because it's like a huge team. Like I would not be where I'm at with all these little pieces, you know what I'm saying? And that's what really motivates me. I can't let all these people down. Even though I haven't heard from Michael, like, when his dad passed, I felt bad, but these are the people that I trained with, you know what I mean? Like they were part of me growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like I love this sport, and I'm just hoping that the longer that I'm in it, people can be like, oh, she's like the average Joe. She's like the average person. I can do it too. Like there's nobody holding me back. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing holding you back. You got kids, I got kids too. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Moms are in this.
After saying all that, Merlin, do you think it would be a good key to getting new pullers in there is to get into high schools, kind of like what Devin and Auden Lorette were doing?
I feel like they do that overseas.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So if we did that here, we can get people early.
Can I ask you then? So you're our number 154 queen of North America. You're the one that everybody's looking to get in that position. Maybe that's something that you would like to do and spread our sport after obviously you got to focus on, you got this big match this weekend. And then in January, you got the East versus West. But after that, and, maybe if you win that East versus West and all, maybe that might be something you look into again, into the schools.
Yeah, I definitely love to do that. I definitely love to do that because let me tell you, that arm wrestling thing has got me through a lot. You know what I'm saying? When each birth that I had, like I wouldn't get no clothes. I would be like, I'm not getting bigger clothes because I got to get in shape because I got to get back to arm wrestling. Like even when I was sick, like I've fought cancer twice. You know what I mean? I've been in somewhat remission since March, but even when I was going through chemo, I was thinking I got to get back to arm wrestling. You know what I'm saying? When I got into that car wreck, hit by a drunk driver, broke my wrist and torn my tendons, broke my right wrist and everything. And he was just like, well, just one injury is going to have you like this, but you have 3, so you're never going to do that and everything again. I was like, listen, dude, I'm an arm wrestler and I'm going to get back to it. You get what I'm saying? Like I've been building these tendons for years. You're not going to tell me, and I'm a chef too, so I got to have knife work. But I was like, I've been building these tendons for years. You're not going to tell me I'm never going to pull again. You're not going to tell me I'm never going to do these things again. You know what I'm saying? So like arm wrestling isn't just like a little hobby like people think. Like it can get you through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
To that, for real.
Yeah, so I'm hoping like the more I work, the harder I am, whether I win or lose, that it sends that message out there. You know what I'm saying? And I respect you ladies of Sweden. You guys are amazing. But bring that work because I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
I love you guys, but I'm on a mission. You get what I'm saying? Like
the gloves
I want us to
off.
be taken seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of amazing women, all of the legends I've been able to meet, the women I haven't even pulled yet. Like I just seen a post with Le'Aaron. She just won a whole men's class. Like these are things that are important. You know what I'm saying? Like we shouldn't just be slept on is how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying?
Ebba, I want a direct statement to Merlin right now. You just heard all that and all. What do you have to say to her right now? Don't be nice. We want a little. Come on, poking a little.
She has no idea what bring that work means.
Of course, I'm gonna bring my A game.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make it easy for you, but I respect you, of course, and I'm
Thank
not
you so
sleeping
much. I
on
respect you as well.
You got more experience than I do, so I'm gonna be on my toes coming up to you.
We both will. I'm excited to meet you guys though. I'm excited to be around that. I'm on the same card as Sarah. This is like insane to me. Like I'm just super excited. You know what I'm saying? Like it's exciting.
Ebba, I want to know percentage wise, what's the percentage that you're going to get this win this weekend?
I would probably say 40-60 to Merlin because of her experience over
Wow.
me. But I'm pretty
Yeah,
comfortable
that's
being
just right,
like
yeah.
the underdog. Less pressure.
I
So
didn't
I
expect
hope-
that. I didn't expect that from you right now. I thought you were gonna be like, oh, 99%, I'm getting the win and all. And
Oh, no way.
Hey, when
Okay.
she said you
You can
better
do a
bring that
lot with
work, that
experience,
confidence
so-
came down.
I think so.
What you guys have to understand is I've never met a Swedish person ever in my entire life that said they were going to win anything. They're like, oh, maybe I'll get lucky. They're
They're
too
super women.
That's
I
like
don't believe in
Sarah.
luck,
Sarah's
though,
the
but
same way. She's always like, "Oh, I hope." Oh, I'm like, "You're strong." You think? I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you're strong."
They're
Like,
super women for sure.
we got a couple comments in the chat I want to run through. I was told that we need to have Chance Shaw give a prediction on the Nunya versus Paul Italia matchup.
Oh yeah, I want to hear
To
that.
be 100% honest, I've never arm wrestled either of you guys. I don't really follow amateur arm wrestling that much. No offense,
That was his
but
way of saying I don't care, you dick.
I don't really care that much. But I would say that Paul should be a very, very heavy favorite. Nunya doesn't look very strong. He doesn't look like he knows how to arm wrestle very well. He doesn't train with anyone very good. He lost to William Palmer. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I would say Paul would win like 50-0.
Oh, nice. $6,000 richer, taking his life savings that day. Thank you, Nanya. And he came after me, guy. I just wanted that clear. I didn't throw out this bet. All of a sudden, wasn't interested in the match. And next thing I know, he's challenged me $5,000 bet. So, this wasn't me
We
coming out
have
with the big
anybody in
numbers.
Florida you would
We've
arm
had a
wrestle
lot
for
of people challenging you.
$5,000?
Say that again, Brandon.
Is there anybody in Florida you would arm wrestle for $5,000?
Yeah, I actually got a list of guys that I'm going to be launching 2024. I'll be in touch with Brandon and Chance and seeing what matches I can. But a couple of you guys been grumbling out there, and I've been hearing, man. I'm taking notes. I'm not going to run your name right now, but as soon as January comes, the hit list is going out.
Are there any non-pros that can beat you?
No. Like it's not even close. I'm gonna just own these guys.
I'm looking forward to it. John tried to exit our chat and say his phone died, but he types that on a phone. On the chat. Like, what are we doing?
He's a nice
it's
guy.
gonna be crazy. It's gonna be mayhem. We haven't had a good ladies event or ladies showing, so I think it's gonna be
Brandon,
cool.
when is the last time we had a women's super match in Florida?
It's a great question.
I don't think we ever have, and now we have two. And they're
I've
the
seen
top
I've
women.
seen the ladies super match before.
Cool.
I've never pulled in Florida, so I'm excited.
I've seen Beth and Charity and Cheyenne have super matches back in the day.
Okay, so it's been over 5 years,
Maybe over 10.
and never to this caliber.
That a female super match has even happened here?
I
How
don't
sad
even
is
know.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we don't really have female super matches in North America, and we have two of the best.
Yeah,
you
this
should
is
keep
gonna
them
be
coming.
yeah, for real. 100%.
What is how do these ladies do if we put all these ladies in the 54 or 76 amateur class?
Oh, they
I-
murder
I-
Please
people.
go there, please, please, please.
They murder.
Just
You know, I
let
was
them
gonna
go.
tell you
by,
this.
by the way, Anna has won a 20-man men's class.
Yes.
Wild.
Yeah.
I once lost
And
to
we're-
Sarah Bachman in the wide
Brandon,
open tournament.
I got to tell you this, bro. When I first met Sarah, I was me and Travis were throwing a TAL event, and I watched all the 176 guys go in the pro class and all, and I'm like sizing them up back then, I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to beat these guys. Well, then I watched Sarah call them all over. She's like, all right, all you guys, come on over here to the side table. She lines them up and just went through one after the other. My mouth just dropped. I'm like, all right, I'm not getting on the table and getting embarrassed with Sarah right now. Holy shit.
He's a beast for sure.
So
She's a
to answer
killer.
your question, Brandon, if you put them in the 176 men's amateur class, 1st through 4th is women.
Yeah.
So where do we have to put them so that 1st through 4th isn't women?
198.
Yeah, maybe
Hey,
190.
Paul, hold on.
Bring it.
If any of the ladies beat Paul, I have $100 for you.
I
Yeah,
think Paul
I'll throw in 500.
They'll throw in five.
I'll
Oh,
throw
we're gonna get this
500
up
in
to
on that one.
6,000.
Oh wait,
Wait,
wait. So what you're
wait.
wait, Paul, let's get it official. If any women beat you in your class on Saturday, you'll give them $500.
100%.
I'm coming for you, Paul.
Come
I'm
on,
coming
bring
for
it,
you.
ladies. Bring it.
I will say he is strong. Sarah, I'll tell you, this is because I don't know any of you ladies' strength. I know Sarah's strength. She lives an hour from me. Train with her all the time, pull with her all the time. She's stronger than me. I just got a strong, my hand is just so big that at any point I can kind of start fighting hand. When I start fighting hand, I can win. But she's got more arm than me, more elbow, and more bicep.
Respect.
I'm a 37-year-old man doing construction my whole life. She
Is a
when
beast, bro. When I went to the gym with her, man, like, you know, I think she was 187.4 that day. I was 187.6. And bro, like right next to me with everything. And, you know, I'm pretty strong in the gym. And it was just a competition back and forth. They didn't even have enough weight on there for us to do with the pull-ups. And then we stopped at like 110 pounds on it. And she was just knocking them out like nothing. She's a beast. She's the real deal. Like there's
Sarah's
no
in better shape than the average male.
Hell yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, she's a weapon. I just always imagine this, that somebody say, I tell someone I'm going to get my sister to whoop your ass.
Oh,
And then I come back down the block with Sarah Bachman.
Sarah
Hide behind
or
her.
Gabby or yeah,
That's
man, I'd
exactly.
run.
Come down there with
Dude, they'd
Sarah,
be cool
Barbara, and
because she's
Gabby.
so pretty though. So they wouldn't even, you know, if she has like a regular t-shirt on, they wouldn't even expect it because
Dude, you
she's
want
so
to talk
pretty.
about guys fanboying out for Sarah, which no one addresses this topic. It's calmed down quite a bit. But when Sarah first got to America, her first tournament, she ends up beating me in the overall and winning the overall. In the final match, I lose to her because Artem fucking tells me to hook with her like an idiot. I had everything I needed. He tells me hook with her. And I go to hook with her, and I just, you know, when you know that hook's not, you can't pull through them. I knew it. I smelled it. So I lose to Sarah. And then 2 weeks later, they host a practice that was the first practice Sarah was going to attend. And they announced that Sarah's going to be there. It's at my buddy Brian Matillo's house on the second floor in his apartment. And when I get there, it looks like a fucking tournament. There's 100 people outside the apartment waiting. And when we come up there, the floor is creaking. She had her husband there, who was the WWE wrestler Bo Dallas at the time. Not one fucking person cared at all. And they were just all like fanboying out over Sarah to the point where like we had to limit how many people were up in the practice at one point. Just, dude, out of control. So you are right. If you bring Sarah back down the block, she'll probably have them fanning out more than be scared. But she's a superstar out here. And the problem is for female arm wrestling, she fucking just snubs out any flame that someone gets going. I think when they see her, not something that she's doing because she's the most supportive person. But imagine if I told you every single time you compete in Florida, you're going to have to face Lavon. It's a fucking long career, man. I could just find something better to do on my Saturday. I really could than lose to Lavon every single weekend.
Or you got to find a beast like Anna that can come and hang with her.
Sure. Well, this isn't going to be your average weekend here.
Yeah.
Now we've got ourselves a show.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I said if we get these ladies in a tournament and get them all tired enough after super match, make the bracket real tricky, they could absolutely, it could be a war.
And now I got a target on the back of my head.
But maybe they all got an invitation to the 98 men's, right?
Oh man, I just realized what I did to myself.
That'd be good. We got to wrap this one up, man. Anything else in the chat I'm missing? No, we hit everything. All right, man. We're gonna be here this Saturday.
Everybody smash that thumbs up button, guys. If you like the
Subscribe to
content,
this channel, please. We're trying to get to 1,000. I need to be YouTube rich. I'm trying to be like Chance.
making that
for
money.
13K. Chance, I've still been looking at the analytics. It tells me you're making like $3,000 a week.
Yeah, right. Maybe $3,000 in the history of the YouTube channel over 2
Maybe.
years.
I'm making $3,000 a week. You gotta be.
I wish.
Now our total YouTube earnings are at $41. So
Nice.
thank you, everybody. I'll see you guys this Saturday, ladies. Emil,
Thank you.
everybody,
Honored.
Paul.
Let's
See
see the
you guys
gun
guys.
show, everybody. Come on, let's see the. Come on, Anna, Emma, let's see the guns.
What I'm working with.
Ah, yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Have a great
Slow
night,
down,
guys.
Brandon. You're gonna rip those sleeves.
For real, bro.
That's how much is
176
on
ain't
it.